Rich Tarani here with TMC. We're at Interop 2013. Thanks for watching. I'm speaking with Vince with Axis Communications. Vince, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what we're seeing in the booth.
So actually what we're here to show at Interop, interesting, we manufacture cameras. We come from the physical security world, but it's all network-based cameras. We've actually never manufactured an analog camera. So what we're really working on is bridging that gap from IT to physical security within the infrastructure of the companies themselves.
So in terms of the move to IP communications, how have you adapted to that?
So yeah, like I said, actually we've come from that environment. Actually we introduced the first IP camera ever at Interop 1996 in Atlanta.
That far back, that's fairly amazing, wow.
Yeah. So actually from IT, IP is actually in our DNA. Going back, a few people here will actually remember that we manufactured print servers in the late 80s and early 90s. So that's the world that we actually come from. So we disappeared for a little while from Interop, focused on security events, security shows, and security channels. But of course it's very relevant today as the IT professionals are supporting that video on their networks.
Absolutely, and it's certainly bogging down a lot of the networks with all that data, right?
Well, and that's one of the areas that we're trying to address. It doesn't have to bog down the network. It's all a matter of how you design, having the right infrastructure, having the right partners. In fact, that's one of the big things that we're talking about today. If you'll notice right here, our signage, our message is, our partners are your partners. We work very closely as an ecosystem with the HPs, the Dells, the switch manufacturers, making sure that we validate systems, we're testing, and actually working very closely with their engineering departments, for instance, with Extreme Networks, working very closely with their operating system to make sure it recognizes auto QoS, to make it very simple for them to deploy cameras, and more intelligence into the system without bogging down the network.
That's fantastic. So in terms of this ecosystem, do you find that that's a big differentiator in the market?
I think it's a key differentiator. So Axis Communications, we just build cameras. We build the best cameras. We're globally the leader in network cameras in terms of market share. What really differentiates us is that open platform. One of our core values is openness. You can actually download our SDK and our API today without a password. We want people to develop and work with our cameras. So our key is, again, working with those key best of breed partners, whether it's video management systems, analytics, switch infrastructure, wireless, mobility, that we take the best of the best, work with them together to create solutions for the integrators and for the end users.
So what's next for the company?
Just continuing. We continue to expand. If there's another tagline for Axis Communications, it's innovation. So we're always working and talking to our customers, the end users, to the integrators. What do they need? What are their needs 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And we start seeing things again like more mobility applications, light rail, emergency services, vehicles. How do we trap on the environment, in fact, getting outside of even physical security? How are we dealing with things like quality control, people counting, license plate recognition, and doing those type of things to, well, let's say increase the ROI for the ownership of the infrastructure. And then of course keying in on the intelligence and the video management systems, the analytics that can do things like recognizing something that doesn't belong in the field of view. And those are very useful as that technology evolves for security.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time today.
Yes, no, thank you very much. We appreciate you guys coming by.